Everything starts back in 1987. The Coca-Cola company, big brand now, everyone knows it. During a market crash, they lost 25% of market value, which is a lot of money. But let's get now to 1 year later. We have this man, Warren Buffett. No more introduction needed. He saw great value in this. He bought $1 billion of Coca-Cola shares, 1/3 of Berkshire portfolio, and he had a 7% of Coca-Cola ownership. What did Buffett see that others didn't? Let's start with the business, which was simple to understand. In fact, everyone knows what Coca-Cola does. Buffett loves this. The business has a coherent operating history. We are talking of over 100 years of activity and growth. From a few $1,000s to over 30 billion in revenue now. This is a worldwide company that makes a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money, but let's get now back to the history of the business. The real reason Buffett bought was a change in the management. Coca-Cola in that period was suffering a lot of problems. In fact, they were accused of exploitation of workers. This is just the first thing. Also, they were accused of pollution, which is nothing small, and they had problems with the Federal Trade Administration. Other than that, they had problems with Arabs and Japanese. They were even accused of exploding bottles in Japan. On top of that, Paul Austin started investing in other activities, rather than expanding the company, for example, winery. And this made investors think, well, what the hell are you doing? What are the consequences of this? Pre-tax margins started to fall. The company grew at 5.6% annually, which is a lot lower than indexes. For every dollar the company kept, they created only $1.02 of market value. Workers' mood collapsed. The only thing to do was for Austin to resign. He was replaced by Roberto Goizueta. Remember when I said Warren Buffett bought for a change in the management? Yeah, this guy changed the company. The first thing he did was assemble the staff. He wanted to know what is going on. Tell me everything. From there, a new strategy was born. Expenses were cut. Buffett loves this. As I said in one of my previous videos, he balanced profits and assets. In a few years, pre-tax profits grew 7%. The future looked bright. Now everything that was not profitable was abandoned, including buying companies. The goal was to create more earnings per share. Return of equity was 30%. Also, the company grew 20% year over year. He hit the target every time. For every dollar invested, they created $4.66 of value. Transparency was another good thing Buffett loved. Goizueta promised a change, and he delivered. Profit margins grew. Dividends grew. Net income grew. They bought back 6 million shares. Owner earnings were up 20% year over year. They decided to invest only in soft drinks, because this could increase cash flow. Coca-Cola became mono business. Beverage was the only thing bringing revenue. Screw everything else. Goizueta cared for shareholders. In 10 years, Berkshire Hathaway went from a valuation of 25.8 billion to 143 billion. Not only that, the Coca-Cola company reached 27 billion of income, 10 were distributed in the form of dividends. For every dollar invested, $7.20 were created. Buffett made 10 times the investment. That is insane. Alright, most of the notions are taken from the Warren Buffett Way. Read that book, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys.